best for last. Golf carts on Highway 105. What do you want to know?
I just wondered if you could, since the city has their own ordinance on the golf carts and does not allow them on 105, which actually starts at Casey's in St. Ansgar and goes up to wherever, Northwood and beyond, I guess. Can the county resolution override their city ordinance?
No.
So
they wouldn't be able to operate from Casey's to
the
city limits. That's correct.
I just wonder how they would be able to get on the 105 up there.
According to some people I've talked to, they can't. But
I don't know. I haven't.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with the.
Now, I just want to tell you the way this all plays out. We start with the general premise that everything in the world is legal until we find a code section that says you can't do it. The problem is with home rule, it's sometimes the other, unless it says you can do it, you can't do it, you know. But sometimes it doesn't mean that. That's the problem with the code. When we opened up Golf Course Road, you opened it up under home rule that says we've got the authority to do that. Okay, now, let's just say you open up 105 and a trooper writes somebody a ticket for driving their golf cart on 105, saying it's against the law. Of course, their defense is, I'm relying on the resolution by the Mitchell County Board of Supervisors that said I could do it. What you probably, and since I helped enacting that resolution, what you probably have to do is hire a special prosecutor to come in and see if that should be prosecuted or not. Because my opinion doesn't really matter a lot to the courts. You know, on the steel wheel, I thought that was constitutional, and the professor at Drake said it was, and the professor at the University of Iowa who teaches constitutional law says it was, but the Supreme Court said it wasn't. So our opinions
Are subject to opinion.
are subject to opinions. So, you know, whether this resolution by the Mitchell County Board of Supervisors passes that saying you can drive golf course on Highway 105 from the golf course to the city limits, whether that means anything or not, I can't give you the answer. My opinion is, I don't know. Because there's nothing in the code section that says you can do it. There's a very specific code section that says cities can do it, but there's nothing that says counties can. On the other hand, there's nothing that says counties can't. I have some real concerns.
How would it be if the city of St. Ansgar requested us to do this?
Yeah, if the entire city council requested it instead of just a few people.
Send us a letter requesting that we allow golf carts to work on 105.
Yeah, I don't think that makes any difference legally.
But it looks a lot better.
It certainly looks a lot better. But I'm saying if someone gets a ticket written, you know, you're driving a golf cart on Iowa roads and you can't. And of course their defense is going to be, well, there's this resolution that says I can. I don't know if that resolution's really valid under Iowa law or not. And until a court tells us it is or it isn't, we don't know.
Can I ask a question? Lindsay, on the street, what are people saying? Good idea or bad?
Well, you can in St. Ansgar right now or not?
You can drive golf cart within the city limits.
Just can't get to the
now,
golf
but
course.
You can't drive on 105 in St. Ansgar. You can cross it, but you can't drive linear on.
I live right on 105, and apparently I'm illegal then, because I drive out to the golf course and back.
Oh,
We didn't hear.
But you're in the country, but you're in the country, aren't you?
Yeah.
So you wouldn't, so this would apply to you, but not necessarily in,
But I think they could get to 105 in town by going around on side roads.
I can understand the 105 in town because that's your main street.
Mhm.
They don't allow them uptown here either on Main Street. You can go to the post office, you can go to the Cape, or the one, Quick Star, wherever it is. Or you can
cross.
You can
You
cross.
can cross, but you can't drive down Main
You
Street.
can cross 218, you can cross 9,
Right.
and I think maybe 7th Street. I don't remember. There's certain
Right.
streets, all you can do is cross.
probably driving
So in order for them to use the 105 to the golf course, you'd have to take a side street all the way to the last street that connects to 105.
Basically.
Yeah. So then we're kind of in the fog out here on Golf Course Road too, as far as that goes.
I just think it's more likely that there's going to be a highway patrolman on 105 than there is on Golf Course Road. But maybe not.
But on the other hand, I think you're probably having a lot more golf carts on Golf Course Road than 105, so I mean, when you...
I haven't seen.
Now, I'm not saying it's a good idea, I'm not saying it's a bad idea. What I'm saying is, I don't really know if this resolution has any legal effect, other than the sheriff's department's probably not gonna write tickets. The highway patrol may. The highway patrol may say, that doesn't mean anything to us. They may not. They may say, fine, they've got a resolution.
I mean, that's their peril. I mean, we can explain.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say you're gonna have to hire a special prosecutor then, because I can't come in and say the resolution I drafted isn't any good under Iowa law, because that's what their defense is gonna be. They get a ticket, hey, look, there's this resolution that says I can do it. The other argument's gonna be that resolution doesn't mean anything.
Why would we have to hire a special prosecutor?
Well, because I would have to be the one dismissing the charges, and I've got a conflict of interest.
Okay.
In other words, I'm drawing a resolution for you guys, and then when it comes time to decide whether it's valid or not, I'm the one making the
We
decision.
wouldn't be prosecuting.
What?
We wouldn't be prosecuting.
The county attorney's office would.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we'd have to hire a defense attorney.
No, you'd have to hire a special prosecutor to make the decision whether to prosecute it or
Oh,
not.
okay.
Because they could say, I've looked at the resolution, I think it's valid, I'm gonna dismiss the charge. Or they could say, I looked at the resolution, I don't think it's valid, I'm gonna prosecute. And then the defense will be, hey, there's a resolution, and then the magistrate will determine whether that resolution.
But if we really believe in what we're doing, then we ought to be willing to hire the special prosecutor.
Yeah, I'm not disputing it, I just,
Yeah.
like I always say, I just wanna give you guys all the facts, the risks, the benefits, and then you can make a fully informed decision. I don't care what that decision is.
What if rather than hiring a prosecutor or anything, what we did absolutely nothing?
Well, the problem is I have to do something.
Oh, you have.
I either have to prosecute it or I have to dismiss it. I can't just not do anything. And this may never occur.
Right.
It's just my job to tell you worst case scenario.
Well, I think it'd be better if we heard from the city council up there, you know, what their take is on it. They'd wanna,
But if we're gonna go that way, then
Yeah, we know we didn't hear from the city council also.
Didn't hear
no,
from the city council
that's
there
gonna
either.
cause more problems than we ever want. If we're saying, okay, it's okay here, it's not okay there,
See, that's what the whole deal, you set a precedent in one place and then you pretty much gotta follow suit on anywhere else.
yep.
Or take it off everywhere.
I think
I
most
really
people
don't-
would prefer to go around to get to 105 anyway, than go on the roads in town. They don't wanna be on Main Street or on
Right,
on
and then
Church.
pretty much all the way to Acorn, you can be on the shoulder.
Right.
If you know, I would, because,
Well, the traffic count is much higher on 105, so it's a little more dangerous, I guess, but if you wanna gamble, you gamble. I guess people ride bikes out there and
well, that's
things
true
like that.
too.
Janelle, do you have,
Yeah, there's
any,
just
you
one
hear anything
little,
up there?
there's a section from West First Street. You're still on city limits to get to 105. City limits is on that north side of the entrance into Grainmillers. So they're still traveling within the city limits to get to 105. If Melody Lane came out, if they extended Melody Lane so that you came out onto Highway 105, it'd be the same scenario as what you have here in Osage, but it is different up there. Because you cannot get to 105 without traveling on that main street, which is within the city limits.
But there again, now that becomes
That's
the
a
city of
city
St.
problem,
Ansgar's
that's not ours.
You know,
Well, then the resolution that you guys are writing are basically for like where Lindsay lives and from his place on out. It does not entail any part of, like, let's say if I wanted to go golfing, I couldn't go out and connect onto 105 without being against the city ordinance.
Right.
But Lindsay could, so it's not the same scenario as what you're giving Osage. It's like one of those, you know, somebody weighs 200 pounds and somebody weighs 20. They can't wear the same shirt. The one size doesn't, it doesn't fit all in the situation, so.
Oh, yes, it does. We are in the county, and what we've done here at Osage is in the county, what we're possibly proposing at St. Ansgar is in the county. What the city does is not our concern.
But you're not giving everyone in St. Ansgar.
Yes, we are. We're in the county.
No, how can, Stan, how can I get from my house?
That's the city problem. That's not the
That's
county
city. City will
problem.
have to deal with that part.
Okay.
We're
That's
just
the city
talking about
problem.
The county part.
Okay,
You know, I mean, and if it's, the city doesn't want to, well then.
That's up to the city.
Right. But here we had requests from folks that, to go, and I don't see that many golf carts out there ever. I mean, I know I've seen one, but.
so council, it'd be the same thing, Councilman Paul Groth would not be able to drive out there. That's the one who brought it up.
Well,
Take it to
That's
the
the city
take a
problem.
resolution to get that one.
They may change
That's
their
up to the
ordinance and
city.
then it's fine and dandy. So move to approve the resolution.
I'll second. I mean, it's just, we're just talking
Well-
about the county portion, so.
Let me look at that
And
resolution.
if they want to
Yeah, there's
change
a
their,
misspelling rule.
they wanna change their, city ordinance to allow them to get there somehow, I guess
Your
that's
third
their,
whereas.
their,
Was there a resolution?
Pardon?
No, I drafted a resolution, well, I haven't seen this one,
This a new one?
I have no idea.
The 19th day of June, but whereas up here is missing an E.
Oh,
so should have taken a look at it too. I've never seen it. Almost exactly like mine.
so any golf cart on there has to have the flag and slow moving vehicles.
Mhm.
And a licensed driver, correct? You have to be
Licensed
what,
driver.
16
It's
and
not-
above?
And they have to have brakes.
Yep.
It's in the Iowa code.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve that resolution 83312. Roll call vote, Bach?
Aye.
Hoplander?
Aye.
Morrell? I'll vote nay. Motion carried.